Okay, so I've put a golf club that's an inch longer than standard in your hands there. This is probably more than likely a byproduct of having golf clubs in your hand that are probably maybe a little short.
Okay.
But also, we see it a lot. There's a bit too much flex in your knees, so therefore that's going to change.
Okay.
You'll start to move around to get onto your balance point, which is basically the balls arches of your feet. And if you think about doing any sort of squatting motion, first thing you get told to take the load off your spine is squat into your heels, essentially. Unfortunately, in our game, your balance point is on the balls arches of your feet, so you want it there.
Okay.
So this is going to move around a bit too much, yeah? If it doesn't move around, we just won't see you turn at all.
Okay.
Okay. So on this side, all pretty good. I mean, by the way, this is pretty damn good. Keep that. Very happy with that. We'll just straighten your knees up.
All right.
Essentially. So from this angle, we're going to put the shaft essentially in a straight line to your left armpit, because that's your leverage.
Okay.
Okay. So
bring it around.
That's going to push forward. That handle is just going to push forward, and it's going to push basically into your left groin.
Sure.
If you can think about that.
Yep.
Now we get into the real-time stuff. So remember what we said about this over here. It's going to move towards your balance point.
Okay.
So your bum's already moved in.
Yep.
And now if your bum's moved in that much, now the club's got to go somewhere.
Okay.
So it's going to go out.
Okay.
All right, so it'll move this way, and it'll come out of the hosel of the golf club, which is what we call a shank, yeah?
Okay.
So it'll come out right out of there.
Gotcha.
Okay, and it basically goes 45-degree angle.
Okay.
All right. So then we start talking about, okay, well, you've moved forward and we haven't seen too much rotation here, so therefore you've got to do most of it with your arms.
Gotcha.
Okay. And now you're going to try and lift it up in the air. Okay. There's just a bit too much going on. So the first thing that we're going to do is get you to understand what a good posture is at the dress. Second thing is understand what good rotation is. And we'll do that by just little tiny swings, believe it or not. You'll start to hear the quality of contact, you'll start to hear the sound of the club face, and you'll also start to see the reaction to the golf ball out there.
Sure.
All right. Once we've got that, then we'll start to rotate it further and move it quicker and yada yada yada. Eventually we'll get to talk about that leverage being broken down here, rather than you rotating around, and the handle you'll start doing that a little bit more.
All right.
As opposed to trying to lift that sucker up in the air, because we start to see that spine angle there, where it started from was there. Yep. It does increase, but not quite that much. Okay. So, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? We'll get you set up first, get you understanding what that little rotation is, and then done. Dusted.
Okay. Nice and easy. Easy as that.
Yeah, pretty much.
One lesson.